And now let's move on to COP28, where world leaders are gathered at the UN summit in Dubai to discuss climate change. This follows a year of extreme weather events in which many climate records have been broken. The decision to hold the 28th annual UN meeting in the United Arab Emirates has been controversial. It is one of the world's largest exporters of oil and gas. Well, my colleague Carl Nasman is in Dubai at COP28 for us. Carl, so it is now officially underway. Thousands and thousands of delegates there, including prime ministers and King Charles. Tell us more.
That's right. Many of those world leaders will be making their addresses tomorrow. They're limited to just 3 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. But many thousands of people, 70,000 people, in fact, expected to attend here in Dubai, COP28, which is really going to be one of the most crucial climate conferences that there has been. Of course, it seems like we say that every year. One of the big sticking points at these conferences tends to be how to get large countries, those big emitters, to agree with some of the smaller developing nations and those that are really on the front lines of climate change. And to talk more about that, I'm joined by Patricia Scotland, who is the Commonwealth Secretary General. Thank you so much for being here. Now, you actually represent 56 member nations, 2.5 billion people. What message are you here to bring on their behalf?
Really, that this is now time for action. We can't afford any more talk, because as we talk, people are literally dying. Livelihoods are being destroyed, countries are sinking, both in debt as a result of the climate crisis having caused so much damage, which they're trying to repair, but also they're drowning in the high sea level rises. So a number of my small member states today are worried about whether they will even have a tomorrow. So action is absolutely vital, and we need it now.
Now, you represent many nations within the Commonwealth that are these low-lying island nations. You were actually just recently in the Maldives, weren't you?
I was, and we've got 33 small states, but 25 of them are small island states. And in the Maldives, they've already lost 3 islands. And if you can think about what that means, many people have lived on these islands for thousands and thousands of years. So when they disappear, that's goodbye to their culture, their language, their music, their history, and their ancestors, who will now be resting at the bottom of the sea. And so many of our countries are really determined that we should today get the answers they need. They want climate justice, and they want it now.
Along with those nations around those islands, you have nearly half of the world's coral reefs in the Commonwealth. We saw not only record temperatures this year on land, but also in the oceans. How important is it to try to protect those resources, those kinds of coral reefs?
No, it's absolutely vital, because there is an interconnection between what happens in the ocean, the atmosphere, and the land. And if the corals die, if we get this imbalance, they actually make a huge contribution to maintaining the balance of our world. So as they die, we need to see that we are dying with them. So we have got the Commonwealth Blue Charter, we've got a specific action group amongst our countries who are sharing knowledge, expertise, and what works, and how we can regrow coral, but also how we can preserve the corals that we have. But the devastating thing is less than 1% of the money that comes to climate goes to oceans. And when you think we are a blue planet, and if we don't concentrate on oceans, if we don't allow the ocean to remain a coolant for the rest of the world, then we're heading for disaster.
I know you have a very busy schedule this week at COP, again representing 56 member nations of the Commonwealth. Secretary General Patricia Scotland, thank you so much for joining us and for talking with us. And we can send it back to you as day 1 of COP28 here in Dubai is kicking off and getting underway.